Um, Hi, my name is Rose. Welcome to my channel. Obviously I need to work on my background and cropping, but I actually don't know how to video edit yet, so this is like my third video I've ever done. So, sorry if it's weird. So I did a video last time on my problems with having a personality disorder called avoidant personality disorder, and I went through all the different traits of that disorder and how I relate to each one of them. So I kind of wanted to do a second video on the different aspects of my life that it has affected, which is a bit nerve-wracking for me. I'm not a big fan of talking about myself. It's a little bit easier to do it on YouTube though, because I'm not actually talking to another person, you know, but here I am. Also, I really wanted to say thank you to the people who did watch the last video, because it was actually really cool seeing that a few people actually listened. I got like, I don't know, like 55 views and a few likes and whatnot, and so that was really, I don't know, exciting. I know people are like, oh, I have 5,000 views per video, and good for you, that's great, but I'm really thankful that I got my little 50 views. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of how it's affected my life, because I thought maybe some people could relate. Maybe some people have had the same experiences. So one of the ways it's really affected me was as a child. I was an Army brat. I guess I still am, but my dad joined the military about 3 years before I was born, and he retired 3 months before 9/11. And when I was 16 or 17, 16, I think. Yeah, I think I turned 16 like a month before 9/11. So being an Army brat and also having kind of restless parents that, you know, moved from spot to spot, even like we would go move to a new state or country, and we might be in that country for 3 years, but we'd live in like 3 different areas while we were in that area or state or country. And in doing so, I went to like somewhere between like 12 to 15 different schools. And being, some Army brats or military brats will do really well in that environment. They will make friends, they will adapt to it, you know, they'll learn how to make friends really easily. It'll make them really outgoing. It'll change their personality in really positive ways. I had the opposite experience. I got to the point where when I was 14, I remember I would go get I started at this new school, right? And one of the really cool things about going to a new school is that no one knows how weird you are when you first get there. But I went to this new school in Washington State, where I am right now, and we had lived in Washington State multiple times, and we had gone to church here, and we had made a lot of friends here. And so I go to this school, and I realize there's 2 people that I already know at this school. And one of them was this guy I had gone to church with my whole life, every time I was in Washington. So I knew him since I was a child, since I was like a little baby. And the other girl I'd went to school with, and she was like my best friend in 5th grade. And it was really overwhelming because both of them were super popular, and they really tried to get me to be like part of their popular group. And I didn't know how to hang. Like, I did not know what to do. They were like, these are all our friends. I'm so excited, you know, like finally I get to be the popular one and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, fuck. Like, I really just want to go hide in a corner somewhere and not talk to anyone. And I remember, like, this is how odd I am. I would, in order to just avoid talking to these people, I would go get my lunch, and I would literally sit in the fucking bathroom stall and eat it so that people didn't talk to me. And the last day of school that I went there, I went to the bathroom to eat my food, And these girls came in and they were like talking or gossiping or whatever. And I was in the bathroom for like an unusual amount of time because they wouldn't stop talking and they wouldn't leave the bathroom. And they looked under the stall and saw my feet because I made a noise. And then I went, and they left because they were like, oh my God, she just heard everything that we had to say. Little did they know, I didn't care. I didn't know who they were talking about. To this day, I don't remember what the hell they were talking about. I just know that they were gossiping. And then I go out into the hallway and they saw me and they saw my shoes and they were like, that's the girl. And they started being really mean to me. And I never went back to school. At least not that school. I went home and I told my mom I'd been eating lunch in the bathroom and she was like, we're gonna homeschool you. And so for like the next year and a half I was homeschooled, which was cool, except for that was around the time that I had to do algebra and my mom like didn't know how to teach me algebra because we think in like two completely different ways. My mom was very like formulaic and I'm more like theoretical. Yeah, so that's so embarrassing to talk about. Anyway, that was like my experience going to different schools. It was like terrifying every single time I went. I was always the new kid, and people oftentimes would be really nice to me, but I just didn't know how to, I don't know, connect with them, and I didn't know how. And on top of that, like I went to this one school, and I actually got very comfortable with all the people there, and I became really good friends with a couple of people, and like we would walk to school together, and I really opened up, and I became this kind of like outgoing person. I had a lot of friends, and then we moved, and I was devastated. I was like, I finally did it. I finally became friends with people, and you just ripped me apart away from them, and now I'm never gonna see them again. This was like before Facebook. It's not like we could, we'd have to like write each other letters. Nobody's gonna write you a letter, and it was devastating, and kind of traumatic, mentally speaking. It was just I got to this point where I was like, I finally broke through, and then it was just for nothing, like I don't know. I really did not do well as an Army brat. I did not do well moving from place to place and having to make new friends everywhere I went. It was not for me. And that hadn't been a problem, again, really. Like you can be an adult and be very introverted and like, I don't know, like borderline agoraphobic if you want to be, but I've gotten to the point where now I have a man who's very social. He's, was like the lead singer of a couple different metal bands, and so he always had shows to go to and whatnot, and so I made a couple of friends at the different shows, and that's kind of over now because of COVID and Facebook and whatnot, but we have had 2 children together, and the whole reason I started doing all this research and trying to figure out how to get past this problem is because I have children now, and they are super outgoing. And like my son, I remember one time I walked into the doctor's office with my child, and there was like other patients in the doctor's office, and my kid walked in and he goes, hey everybody, good morning, and they were like, hi, and they all started trying to talk to him, and I was like, fuck, like what am I gonna do? These parents are gonna try to talk to me. And I'm like, I started having like a panic attack, and I just like went and sat in a corner. This is like an ongoing problem. Like my son is so outgoing, and he deserves and wants to have a lot of friends, and I'm over here like people have like play dates, and I'm over here thinking like if your friend comes over, their mom's also going to come over, and then I'm gonna have to talk to her like the whole time that you're playing with this kid, and I'm gonna have to like entertain her and like I converse with her, and I don't know how to do that. And so because of that, my kid doesn't have any friends. He's 6 years old and he's so lonely, and I don't know what to do about it. And so that's why I started going to therapy, and luckily now he's gonna be in school. He went to kindergarten last year, and he had some behavioral problems, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that you know, he doesn't know how to be around other kids because I haven't had him around other kids really. You know, like there's a couple of friends that he has. I have one friend who has 3 children, and he'll hang out with her kids, but she has stood me up multiple times, and so I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you anymore because you don't even show up. And like every time I tell my kid that she's going to come over with her son, he gets really excited, and then she doesn't show up, and then he's really sad. And I'm over here like, I can't put my kid through this all the time, you know? So I just don't talk to her anymore. And I feel really bad as a mom because this is an issue that I have that I should be able to get past, that I just don't know how to, you know? Like, and when people hang out with me, they're weirded out by me because I don't know how to talk to them. You know, it's just like a lot of awkward silence. And like, I've literally read actual books about how to have conversations with people, and I still, like, I panic, and there's like this wall that comes up, and like there's like this mental block that is just overwhelming, where I'm sitting here like, okay, it's your turn to talk. What the fuck are you supposed to say to this person? And in my head, it's just like, maybe you should just start shaking and sweating and being a total freak right now. And then they just don't ever want to hang out with me again. That's why I always become really good friends with people who are really, really outgoing, because they can fill up the space, you know? They can fill up that kind of like awkward silence. And that's exactly what I need. I need people who just are space filling, you know? And I don't understand people who just like come over to your house and hang out. Like, how do you get them to leave? You know? You know, like, I've had people invite me to come over to their house, and I'm like, but for how long? Like, when would I leave? Like, for me, I need like an escape route, you know? I need to, like, I'll plan. I've done this several times where like someone will invite me over to their house, and I will plan to go over to their house, but only if I have another plan later in the day where like I'll be like, oh yeah, I can come over at like 1, but I have to leave at like 2:30 because I have this other thing to go to. And the whole reason I'm doing that is so that I have a way to escape, you know? So they know that no matter how awkward it is, I'm only going to be there for like an hour and a half, and then they don't have to fucking hate me afterwards. It's, I don't know how to get past this. I don't understand. Maybe you can leave me some comments. Maybe you can leave me some tips, because I don't get it. Maybe I need to get like a group of socially avoidant people together. I know that sounds like completely counterintuitive, but you know, maybe if we were all together and knew that we all had this problem, then the awkward silence would be explicable, you know? Is that the right word? Explicable? Explainable? Explicable? Yeah. Yeah. So the other problem that I have, which is great, is I seem to get along well with men often. Like, the people that I get along with the best are usually males, right? And the problem is, a lot of times they have girlfriends. And I will get along with the man, and I can have a conversation with the man, and then they introduce me to their wife or their girlfriend, and then I'm a fucking weirdo. And then their wife, I think, thinks that the reason why I'm weird around them but cool around their husband is because I want to bang their husband. But I don't. I just don't know how to talk to women. And then I just alienate myself from not only that woman, but the man also, because then the woman's like, well, I don't want you hanging out with her because she's obviously trying to sleep with you. And I'm over here like, I really wasn't. I just wanted a friend, and I found that your man was easy to talk to, so I talked to him. And yeah, so I've alienated a lot of friends, you know, and I don't know how to get past it. I don't. And I'm like at my wit's end, you know, with like, I feel like I should stop saying the word like so much, for one. And you know what? Usually after I get done having a conversation with a person, one of the other problems I have is that I will sit here and go over everything I said in my head and be like, well, that was weird. I shouldn't have said that. They probably hate me because I said that. They probably think I'm weird because I said this. They probably think I want to bang their husband because I said this. They probably think that I hate them because I said this thing. And it's this never-ending paranoia. And the only way I've ever really been able to get past this is, and it's only for a short amount of time, I will watch or listen to confidence affirmations on YouTube. If you don't know what that is, affirmations are like, there's a ton of videos on YouTube, so if you just want to like look it up on YouTube, you can do that. But imagine like you want to have a good day, so you listen to good day affirmations, and so you'll click on the video and it'll be like, today is a really good day. Today is a beautiful day. Today I am thankful for the sunshine. Today is going to be the best day ever. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be happy. Whatever. Those would be affirmations. You're affirming something that you want to be true. And so the only way I've been able to be comfortable around other people at all, and I really only use this for like if I have to go into an interview or something of that nature, then I will do affirmations for confidence. And so it'll be like, I am a confident person. I am not weird. I am a happy person that other people like to be around. And that will work for a few minutes. Like, it will get me through an interview, but it won't get me through a social situation. Oh, my children are awake. Anyway, I should probably end this because now my kids are going to come in here and talk to me. Which I love my kids and I love talking to them. But they talk so much about video games, and I'm like, oh my god, like, to have a different conversation. But then I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. So I give me some tips. Tell me if you have this problem, what have you done to get past it, if anything? Because I looked online, they were like, it's incurable, you're never gonna get past it. I'm like, fuck, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Anyway, yeah, I should go. Thank you for watching, and you know, leave me a comment, a like, a subscribe, whatever. And you know, if you have the same problem, let me know, and maybe we can talk to each other, or just be super awkward near each other in the same room or something. I don't know. I don't know. Thanks for watching.